Alrighty, it is time for Joey and Pegasus. It was written 2002 in their deck names. And change that as they're actually 2003 decks. As ironically, the Seal of Orichalcos comes up, but Joey and Pegasus, their starter decks of 2003. Card lists are available for this one. Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia, Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Database, which I use quite often, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Guide as well. Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Database and Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Guide, great websites. They have all the listings of all the booster packs, all the starter decks. It's such a nostalgic kind of thing as well, because you can go back like to the booster packs from like 2002 as well. So the Joey and the Pegasus match. Now before we start, I do actually know what happens in this one. So for those who might have watched the UC and Jack match and would know this, but yesterday I did all the commentary, and then when I went to edit it all together, I come to the conclusion that the USB cable going from my Rodecaster 2 Pro was not connected into my MacBook, where I use Logic Pro to capture the audio from the microphone. So what happened was it was actually recording using the Mac's inbuilt microphone. I could still see a waveform, so I thought everything was fine. And basically the audio sounded like me talking to myself in a really echoey bathroom, which it was like completely unusable audio. It was horrible. So I was like, oh, I'll have to redo it. And by the time in that time of night, it was like half an hour away from where I would normally upload. I was like, oh well, I can't do it now. And then so yesterday was a pretty average day. All the recordings went south. What else happened yesterday? So that's how over I was yesterday. I've suppressed it. But this morning I woke up with a headache, I think, from yesterday. So I am tired as all hell recording this one. So if I do slur my speech a little bit, it is because I am a bit tired. I watched Raw today. Oh, pray for the Zoe Stark. Oh man, that knee injury was nasty, but NXT will be on tomorrow as well. I now have access to watch AEW. It's on Disney Plus, and I need to give AEW a proper try now that I can watch it like consistently. So apart from that, streaming Red Dead quite a lot. I got to the point where I was trying to do one of the poker challenges in like the gambler challenge category. I got to the point where I got so mad I quit the poker game and threw a fire bottle on the table and watched everyone combust into flames, and then reloaded the game. It took me like an hour to I didn't even have to win the game. I just had to make one player lose all their money to Arthur in like one hand. I didn't even have to win the actual poker game, and it took like an hour. The one in Valentine, it just like 7 attempts where I was like one-on-one with a player with them all in, and I lost like 7 times in a row. I had the controller in my hand and I looked at it and I'm like, man, it's a good thing that these PS5 controllers cost a lot of money, because if it was a throwaway controller that they had tons of, I would be throwing this into the wall right now. As we see a double destruction of Dream Clown and Big Eye. Dream Clown's actually a really good card if you can protect it for a turn. Use a card like Wabaku or a negate attack. If you can get it from attack position to defense position, you can destroy a monster on the field. So, but apart from that, not much more has happened, really. Pegasus' series ended. We're taking a break from Battle City. We've watched so many Battle City series lately that it was just time to give it a rest. So we're going to do real-world decks. We're going to build the old structure decks, build the old starter decks, and play them against each other. The nostalgia is off the charts, especially with these Pegasus and Joey decks. Oh, I owned the 4 of them: Yugi, Kyber, Joey, and Pegasus. And what I would actually do, and I still to this day am actually quite proud of this, that I like suss this out. So when you have cards like Blue Eyes, Red Eyes, Dark Magician, you know, etc., coming out starter decks, Summon Skull as well, Curse of Dragon, Gaia. Well, the thing is, because those starter decks back in the day were like common, and the cards were guaranteed, I would trade Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Magician, etc. I would trade them for booster pack cards from like Legend of Blue Eyes, Metal Raiders. Like, let's say for example, Dark Grey, Nemuriko, Basic Insect, all those sorts of like basic cards that didn't come in starter decks. I would trade my Blue Eyes White Dragon for like 20 or 30 like just throwaway booster pack monsters, and the other kid would be like, I got a Blue Eyes White Dragon, I got the best trade deal out of that. No, I got the better deal out of that because I got lots of booster pack cards that I didn't have, and I didn't have to spend lots of money on booster packs. I think the best trade I ever did, it was like a Dark Magician, a Blue Eyes White Dragon, and some of the other holos that came in the starter decks. I traded them for like maybe about 60 or 70 booster pack cards, and and when I say 60 or 70, I mean like some of them were like rares and uncommons as well. They weren't all just common throwaways. Some of them were like rare ones as well. Like none of them were like super rare, but they were like, you know how you have like the holo name but not the holo picture, and then there might be like a holo picture but not a holo name or something like that, kind of like uncommon, and then rares and super rares. But yeah, I definitely got the best deal because then I would just go and buy a brand new starter deck. And then with all the excess starter deck cards I had, I would put them all into a trade pile and make more trades. Trading for booster cards with the starter decks was such a genius move on my part. But, well, who's laughing now? Because I still have all those booster pack cards. However, I wish I had the starter decks today because I wish I kept one and unboxed it. I actually have a few of those Lorcana starter decks, and I've kept them in the box. I don't know if they're going to ever increase in value. Hey, Flame Swordsman. I do know what happens in this. I know who wins, but Flame Swordsman, it's always good when he gets to the field. Old school polymerization. You know what? Old school Yu-Gi-Oh! Would have worked so much better if polymerization was just never a thing, and to get Flame Swordsman, you synchro summon it. Like, when you have the two materials, you can, and you have them on the field, you can just synchro summon, and it gives you the Flame Swordsman instead of a polymerization. That would have been so much better, but that's not what happened. They probably thought about it, but they were like, nah, let's do it this way. But that way made it more difficult, because polymerization sucks. And then maybe the fusions in Legend of Blue Eyes would have meant a little bit more because he wouldn't have had to have used polymerization to fuse them. I guess you could use Fusion Gate, but that's a later card. There's Hain. Sends a card back. Oh, it sent the Flame Swordsman back. Well, I know Hain is probably pronounced Hain, but I don't care. I'm pronouncing it Hane, because it sounds funnier. So Hane sent back a Flame Swordsman to Joey's extra deck, his fusion pile. Island Turtle in attack mode. I like Island Turtle, man. Island Turtle's like, he's 2000 defense. I used to use him in my deck. I used to use those 2000 defenders. Like Island Turtle, Giant Soldier of Stone, Mystical Elf, Spirit of the Harp. I used to think anything was 2000 was strong. 2000 and up was like, they're elite, they're strong. That's why Summon Skull was so good. 6 stars, 2500. Like, that's elite level. I liked Ryuran too. Pegasus has Ryuran. Ryuran was one of my favorite monsters. Still is. I still like Ryuran. Not the manga one, the original, the normal monster one. 2200 and 2600 defense. That 2600 defense with the original starter decks, the only thing that was strong enough to defeat that with its natural power was the Blue Eyes White Dragon. And that's why I like Ryuran so much, because he was good. He was a good defender. Back then, you know, those normal monsters, they were strong. But then they decided to make special summoning available 9 times a turn. And I mean, I'm a very old school Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I get such a kick out of watching these old decks go at it. The nostalgia, I used to play these so often as Joey picks up a win. Not surprisingly, so let me tell you about the starter decks. We actually did a video not long ago with Yugi and Kaiba. We did episodes on them ages and ages ago too, but recently we did a Yugi and a Kaiba revamp one, got their starter decks up. And man, that Kaiba deck, that sucks. It got destroyed by Yugi's starter deck. It was like 5-0. Had no chance of winning. Well, you can probably guess what's going to happen with Joey and Pegasus. Pegasus's deck sucks. He's 3 best monsters. There's one of them. Oh, there's 2 of them. Manga Ryuran, Toon Summon Skull, Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, and Toon Mermaid. They cannot be on the field unless Toon World is out. Pegasus only has 1 copy of Toon World as well. It is extremely unlikely that Pegasus will ever get those toons on the field. So his deck sucks. Ryuran is cool, but he's also 7 stars. Relinquished needs the Ritual card to get there. The only other strong monster in Pegasus's deck is... Well, to be honest, I don't think there's any other strong monster in Pegasus's deck. But his deck isn't good. It just isn't good. Although, if you put together a Pegasus Duelist Kingdom deck, and you add in stuff like Flying Elephant and... what other good cards do Pegasus have? 1,000 Eyes of Strict, I guess you could put in, but like... You can add in a few decks. Parrot Dragon as well. That didn't come in the Pegasus starter deck, but Pegasus used it in the anime. Those sorts of cards to buff up his deck a bit. But... as we did do a Duelist Kingdom season, used decks very close and improvised to fill the 40 card quota. Say for example, Mako only used about 4 monsters. So to build the rest of his deck, what did we do? We used water monsters, or aquas and fish, to keep true to Mako's theme, and used cards like Root Water and Tacrominus and Wow Warrior. And Sea King Dragon and Terra King Salmon. Build Mako a good deck. Terra King Salmon's a great card. 2,406 stars. Again, that is power back in those days. Powerful. Pegasus has Illusionist Faceless Mage as well. That's 2,200 defense. Spirit of the... Ooh, Red Eyes Black Dragon. Who always thought Red Eyes when they saw it? Who thought that Red Eyes would be the stronger one out of that and Blue Eyes White Dragon? Red Eyes Black Dragon looks so much more nasty and intimidating. He looks stronger than Blue Eyes White Dragon. But, however, that is not the case. So, wanting to do more Pokemon videos soon as well. Do a... item finder items walkthrough for Gen 2 games. I did one for Red and Blue. I did miss an item in that. I never knew there was another Hyper Potion on the SSN. I knew about the Great Ball in the kitchen, but I did not know about that Hyper Potion. That stumped me. I was so... like, someone in the comments said, oh, there's a Hyper Potion on there. I was like, is there? And sure enough, there was. So... But on Gen 2, I've gone through a list. Smogon's really good, but sometimes just using images online don't really help you find the items, so hoping to do that soon. I'll have to do one for Gold and Crystal, Silver and Gold, and then Crystal separately, because Crystal had some unique locations for a couple of items. Same with Gold and Crystal. See, the Ice Path was a little bit different. Ilex Forest had some differences. So did Burned Tower. 7-colored fish. Damn, Joey's winning this one. So Yugi beat Kaiba 5-0. And well, the thing is, with those original 4 starter decks, Pegasus and Kaiba's were the worst. Kaiba's usually beats Pegasus because Pegasus can't get any of his monsters out. So usually, best to worst, Joey and Yugi starter decks, they have really good matches. They are very, very close. They're very well balanced as well. Well, they're a bit better balanced. In fact, I'd say Yugi's is probably a little bit better because you can get that Summon Skull out. It's a... what booster pack was... I think he was in Metal Raiders. The Black Skull Dragon. Oh, look at this. Pegasus is getting smashed. Joey has that 7-colored fish and also has that Darkfire Soldier 1. You know what 7-colored fish reminds me of? That book called Rainbow Fish. Apparently a lot of people in England have had that book as well. We had it here in Australia as well. Anyone remember Rainbow Fish book? It's probably in your school library. And literally this is what I was doing yesterday when I was commentating this. I was just going on the booster packs listing on Yu-Gi-Oh Card Guide, and I was looking for like monsters to build decks around because like I want to do, and so do Cameron and Daniel. They're both old school Yu-Gi-Oh fans too. All the other group as well at the gaming meetups and stuff. All the Yu-Gi-Oh fans that I've ever met there, man, they're all old school fans. So I want to do a Duelist Kingdom Legacy tournament. It's the 16 characters that we had in the last season nearly dropped my beanbag. It was all of them, plus I'm going to add Rebecca, Duke Devlin, Johnny Steps as well. Add in Johnny Steps. And Serenity as well. So we'll have a... well, that's 20. I can't think of any more players to really add. I could add like a really watered down Jaden, Alexis, and Osiris maybe. Maybe even a Chumley as well. That'll get up to 24. Have a bit of a mixture. Duelist Kingdom Legacy, I'd call it. The thing is, I can't really add Zane because... well, maybe I could find a way to add Zane. It's just that like Cyber Dragon's effect is just a little bit too strong. And obviously if I put in Zane's Battle City deck, it'll just cream everyone. But yeah, Duelist Kingdom Legacy tournament. I could probably make Zane a deck with like Metal Dragon and other machine looking dragons, because there's a couple of them. Maybe some... although the thing is though, couldn't really do Crowler, I guess. Bastion, maybe. Enchanted Javelin. So what I was looking at was like all the other cards in the booster packs that didn't really get to feature in the anime, and I was like, maybe I could make some random decks for to compete in it as well, and try to have like a one big tournament. A 32-player Duelist Kingdom tournament sounds really, really fun. However, it's difficult to pull off because I would have to probably improvise some really random decks, or just have some like some decks that just randomly put together. Create. I mean, I've really wanted to create a Yu-Gi-Oh story, like using Yu-Gi-Oh as like the topic, but an original story with original characters. I will pull that off someday, and I've said it a couple of times on the channel. As Joey he's absolutely thumping Pegasus. The Pegasus deck just does not have enough. And destroying Sangan's never a good idea anyway, because something stronger is just going to come straight back. Oh, Mad Lizard. Oh man, I'm tired. Oh, it's waking up with that headache, man. It sticks to you like glue. So, Armored Lizard, 18 and 18. Yep, unless Pegasus is face down, has anything. Joey has won this one very, very quickly. It's like the Yugi and the Joey decks were so much better than the Kyber and the Pegasus ones. But how fun was it back in the day, getting all 4 of the starter decks, and then what you would do is you would combine them together and you would make the ultimate deck. And especially as kids, some of us didn't like using the tribute rule. We would just bypass it and be like, Duelist Kingdom rules. We can just play 7-star monsters from our hand. So we'd have a deck comprised of the Blue Eyes White Dragon, the Dark Magician, Summon Skull, Gaia, and just throw them straight down from the hand. I call on the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Ah, good times. Malevolent Nuzzler, that's a good card as well. Oh, I wonder if I'm putting everyone to sleep the way I keep yawning into the microphone. Like, oh man. Oh, I couldn't believe it yesterday when I pulled everything up, got it on the table, was ready to edit, put it all together, and the sound was so boomy and echoey. I was like, oh, that's recorded through the MacBook's microphone. I walk back to it and I see the cable's not in. There's no warning for it either. Like, the waveform still comes in on Logic Pro. I'm looking at it now because I'm still paranoid, but I know it's working already. I checked the UC and the jack audio before starting the recording on this one. But, what's coming up? Saturday night's main event, WWE. I know I talk about WWE a lot, but really, a lot of us here are also wrestling fans as well. I mean, I could talk about anything, really. I could talk about American sports, football, the NFL. I don't fully understand how NFL works. Sometimes, I will admit, I'm not familiar with all of the rules, but I'm also not a morning person. All of those games are on at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm just not a morning person, man. I hate being up at 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. Even 9, 10 o'clock's okay. But man, I hate being up early in the morning. Oh, Mahavelo, Malevolent Nuzzler, they go so well together. 2750. Get him, Joey. Show no remorse. What was I saying? Sports. I could talk about sports. If you're in Australia and you're watching this, or how many people have watched a game of Australian rules football? I know, like, a lot of people in the US are quite surprised by the game of Australian rules football because they don't wear pads. They just go out wearing a jersey and, like, yeah, they don't wear pads. Whereas, like, in American football, you wear all the pads because, like, you got these big, massive guys that are, like, tackling each other. But in AFL, they tackle each other. They just don't wear pads. But we also, you don't get, like, blindsided tackles as often, and you don't, like, charge tackle. Like, in AFL, you tackle, you wrap your arms around, and you just try and bring them to ground. You don't sort of, like, bash into them at, like, full force, like American football does. So that's kind of where, like, okay, sure, AFL might not wear pads, but we're also not full charging into each other anymore. They used to back before, like, the 2010s. They used to charge in and they used to bump each other, hip and shoulder it was called, but you can still do it in today's game, but like 9 times out of 10 you're going to cop a suspension. So they're basically ruling it out of the game because of, like, concussion protocols. We don't want players getting concussions anymore. A lot of the AFL players from the 80s and the 90s, some of them today, they are messed up. They have short-term memory loss. They have trouble. Some of them have trouble, like, reading. and stuff, remembering what they did yesterday. Like some of their heads, man, they have been absolutely scrambled from their AFL days, which is a real shame. You don't want to have to like watch an athlete and then know that like into their 40s onwards their life is just hell because like they're just scrambled. But yeah, I mean it's a good thing that we know more about it today. We know the risks of concussions, I guess. So well, Pegsy is in trouble again. Oh, is he going in for the attack, is he? Ah, with Aquamador. It's an interesting choice. You rather want to go for Witch in the Black Forest? I don't know. But either way, I don't know, I wasn't the one playing. Still, it wouldn't have mattered. Wabaku. 1500 with the effect of Just Desserts. Man, Just Desserts is a pretty good card. I used to use 3 of them in my deck. I used to use a life point burning strategy. I would have 3 of Ukazi, I would have 3 of Just Desserts, and I would have Mysterious Puppeteer to increase my life points. Like, I liked life point burner strategies. That's why I really like White Magician Pikeru and Black Magician Curran as well. Or Ebon Magician Curran, I think it's called. I like those monsters, man. I have 2 of them. They came in the Spellcaster structure deck. Oh, a little bit of a longer match this time. Aquamador is protected by Wabaku. Whoa, how about that? How about that? Wabaku. Taya's trap card is Wabaku. What's Pegsy got on this turn? A tribute of a face down. Well, that's obviously Illusionist Faceless Mage. If you know the decks, you know what their face downs are if they have made a tribute. Man, Sandstone is such a useless card. 1300 attack, 1600 defense, and it doesn't even have an effect. And it's 5 stars. What a useless card. And there's like no archetype to go with it. It's just a basic monster that sucks. It was in the Blue Eyes, Legend of Blue Eyes booster pack days. The thing is though, Sandstone is like massive and he looks extremely tough. But he is not, as Mountain is played. Joey's Dragons will get a boost. So will the Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, if Pegasus could ever get it to the field. Like, how many matches has Pegasus had? He has not had Relinquished on the field. And he has not had the Toons on the field. Like, Pegasus, if he gets Relinquished, he can win games. It's just it's just so unlikely for him to get those 2 cards together at the time he needs them. Like, Relinquish could be at the top of the deck, Black Illusion Ritual could be at the bottom. He does have Sonic Bird, but of course Sonic Bird's effect is only good if you don't have the Ritual Monster. I think it draws the Ritual Monster. Oh no, actually I think it draws the the Black Illusion Ritual, or the Ritual card. Because I think you can use that to get the Ritual card. You can use Witch of the Black Forest to get Relinquished itself. This Mask of Darkness is flipped up. And, oh, okay, clever. Went for Wabaku, so his side of the field will be safe. He's got Illusionist Faceless Mage with his, I can't do his voices, it's too high pitch. But when Pegasus was using him in the anime, he was given the little giggle. He had the brightly coloured big lips and his big yellow head, and he's moving his hands around like he's a mime. I like Illusionist Faceless Mage, man. I reckon he's cool. But, oh, Island Turtle. But we saw the Karate Man get destroyed as Wabaku is activated straight at the start of the turn. Okay, so he's like, you will not attack me, Joey boy, just in case Joey had a something to get rid of it. I don't think Joey has any Mystical Space Typhoon. Pegasus' starter deck does, though. It had one in there, a Mystical Space Typhoon. Well, what have you got for us, Joey boy? Whose turn is it? Is it Joey's? It is Joey's. He throws down the Island Turtle. The Reliable Guardian. Useful card as well. 700 point defense is big buffer. Joey's got Castle Walls as well, but maybe he's saving it for later. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. The Man-Eater Bug is going to destroy Mahavelo. Ooh, dear. Oh, actually, didn't Pegasus draw that with Witch of the Black Forest? He may have, like, I'm like half asleep. Like, ASMR Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a series I need to... I've actually been making music. I've been making ASMR tracks. I've been getting rain sounds and ocean sounds and doing some guitar stuff behind it. Sounds really good. Very ASMR. So I will do that as a series one day. Yu-Gi-Oh! ASMR put me straight to sleep. Everyone will wake up like at just random points of the duel and be like, what happened? As a Reliable Guardian gives... Oh, Yami's on the field, so it dropped Spirit of the Harp's defense a little bit. Look at Illusionist Faceless Mage at 2100. How'd it get to... Rush Recklessly. I'm gonna say, how'd that get to 2100? Yami only gives it 200. It's back to 1400 now. Oh, the Malevolent Nuzzler. Of course, it comes back to the top of the deck. Oh, I know what happens now. Oh, you're all gonna get a good laugh out of this. Here goes the Island Turtle. And slap it on the... Oops. I remember that from watching it yesterday. Anticlimactic. Yes, but I do believe one of our players misclicked on that. And the thing is, misclicking on this game is so stupidly easy to do. Like, and it's unforgiving as well. Like, you do not get to take it back. It's like, you misclicked. Yeah, well, too bad. Deal with it. But Joey made an error there. Can Pegasus capitalize? We've seen Pegasus take on Battle City, but it was with an improved deck. As we see the Dispel destroy the Malevolent Nuzzler. Joey pays 500 life points again. Man, I love this beanbag. It's soft. Baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark. Oh man, I need to not commentate when I'm tired. My brain just goes off into the cosmos and just... I'm gonna read a random fact. I love my brain when it's tired. It does weird and wonderful things. Random fact about... let's go with a random fact about mountains, since mountain is on the field. Random fact about mountains. Mountains cover about 22% of Earth's land area. Wow, really? That's actually quite a lot. Anyway, and are home to diverse ecosystems adapted to unique conditions. They also significantly influence climate patterns and provide a large portion of the world's fresh water. Well, there you go. Mountain formation. Mountains are typically formed through tectonic plate movements, volcanic activity, or erosion. Mountains often harbor unique flora and fauna, with species adapted to the challenging high-altitude environments. freshwater source. Mountains are a major source of the world's freshwater, with 60 to 80% of the world's freshwater being derived from mountainous regions. That's scary in a way, because if anything ever happened to the mountains, like, where's all our water going? What's this? So, reverse trap was activated, and then Joey played Malevolent Nuzlocke, and it reduced Armored Lizard. I did not know reverse trap worked like that. I thought reverse trap did the ones on the field, but no, it does it for everything on the field, even after it's left the field. It, like, makes the field reverse for the whole thing. So, Illusionist Faceless Mage has escaped destruction twice due to a Joey error or misclick, which is really funny because it's 2400 defense and Joey can't get rid of it. Scapegoat. Oh, okay. Oh, I think we've all learned enough about mountains for one day. Oh, man. Penguin soldier. Random fact about penguins is one of the top results. Penguins don't have teeth. Huh, I didn't know that. They use spines in their beaks to help them grab and hold slippery fish. Huh. Has anyone seen the video where the penguin falls down and the rest of them all go, ah! Like all at the same time. Oh, it's the funniest video. Just put on YouTube penguin falls down and it will come up. It's only like an 11-second video, but the penguin at the front's just like waddling along. They're walking in a line. He slips over on the ice and goes straight on his back, and all the ones behind him just go, ah! And then he gets back up and he's like, ugh, as he gets up. It's so funny. There's also another one where penguin's like waddling along and he walks behind the other penguin, and the other penguin then slaps the penguin in the back of the head and he falls through the ice. Enchanted Javelin. When will the match end? Baby Dragon is 1400 with the effective mountain. A penguin soldier on the field. Look at that. Oh, turn 31. So Joey will have another turn. Pegasus has got 6 cards in his hand, but he can't do anything by the look of it. That's what having Toons and no Toon World does with Pegasus. That's probably what happened, to be honest. The soul release is just like, there's Toon World. There's remove trap. Pegasus has nothing. Well, unless he's got his high level toons and he can't summon them. But well, I did say that about, well, tell you what though, Joey doesn't have a lot of life points left. 32 turns. They actually had a decent match, but Pegasus still did not win. I think they only had 3 matches. That's where the time code ends though. So Joey wins this one like 3-0. But he did it easy. He should have won that earlier, but because of the misclicks and the errors he made, he would have won that earlier. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. There will be more starter deck and structure deck stuff coming up as a series as well. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are in the world. Stay safe. Take care. Farewell.